to the 3pm Takeover, Radio Northern Beach's only drive-home show.
Keep it right here for a whole hour of fresh hits and entertainment for your Wednesday afternoon.
Here we go.
This is Waterloo by ABBA for our Eurovision special.
Welcome to the Eurovision special of the 3pm Takeover. I am bottling up and containing my excitement because...
especially when it's ABBA.
I love Eurovision and I love ABBA, so that was just a double whammy straight to the heart.
And we said last week that if you didn't love Eurovision, we were going to make you love Eurovision. There is still a surprising amount of people that don't know that ABBA came from Eurovision.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
Lots of people I meet.
That's ridiculous.
Proof that you can become major. They were the biggest thing in the world in their time.
They still are. They're
the biggest thing in my world still, but
people may not know that they were from Eurovision, but everyone knows about ABBA.
Yeah.
And knows of them.
And people are always like, oh, they're Swedish. How unusual. They made it on the world stage. That was 1974.
It was
a long time ago now.
I have a fun fact about that song if you'd like to hear it.
Oh.
And it ties into Eurovision. They actually auditioned the year before to be Sweden's representatives and they sung Waterloo, but they sung it in Swedish. And they didn't get through. And so the next year they came back, same song, but in English, and they got through. Bam, wham, kabloom, won, and took over the world.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's like that constant debate, should they sing in English or should they sing in their own language?
I'm still don't know.
I think a little bit of both is nice.
Yeah, I like when they do the verses in their native tongue and then they're like, chorus in English so you know what we're actually singing about.
Yeah, unfortunately, on a world stage, they're never going to be big if they don't sing in English.
And then France,
Sadly.
just every year is nope, sing in French. So defiant.
This is true. But what do you love about Eurovision? We decided to do this special. It might not be everyone's cup of tea, but...
we're going to make it.
Yes.
Going to force feed you all tea. I feel I don't know where to start. For me, just from a design point of view, it's always beautifully put together. I think, which you complain about me saying every year, the graphic design is really beautiful. The logo, the concept, it's all so strong for me that I love it. And the stage is beautiful. The lighting, it's so finessed and put together that I feel I can't not love it.
Well, it's because I think people always sort of watched it here as a joke. People forget it is actually a big deal there, a serious deal.
Yeah.
So they put in so much effort and so much money every year.
And the other thing I love, it's probably hand in hand with the design of my two loves of it, is everyone who performs looks like they're having such a good time. And the people there really love it, and that makes me love it.
They're so enthusiastic with their flag waving.
Oh, there's always a flag and you're you're not competing this year.
Why is your flag
I think that the Turkey flag has been there every year for 4 years and they haven't competed and it's front row and it's a big flag. Good on them.
People just want to be seen.
Why not?
On the European broadcast. It's true.
What do you love about Eurovision?
I don't know. I love a lot of things about it. I loved it back when I was a child and it was considered a bit lame. I liked it then, but I like how it's evolved.
You liked it before it was cool?
Yes, and I like it now that it's not, and it is a lot more commercial and modern, and I do actually like that aspect. What I really like about it every year is when they get to the part where they do the judging and they call up every individual country. And I think that's really, really cool, all the different people. Just the logistics, imagine timing that.
Oh my goodness.
That must be the most stressful thing. And they barely make it's rare that it gets stuffed up.
I don't think I've seen it stuff up.
I have, but it's really they can't hear each other for a few seconds or something. But
they're really awkward delay and everyone is smiling because the camera's on them.
Yeah.
So nice. And I think for Australians, one of the nicest things for us is our hosts, Julia Zamiro and Sam Pang. They are the best.
Really
they are one of the
talented
best
guys.
And they're just so funny and so nice. And I like because Julia translates what the French song is about because she speaks French. That's really handy.
Yeah. The SBS coverage is really, really, really great.
That's so good.
Eurovision, which I love.
So just to backtrack, those of you, if for some reason you don't know what Eurovision is.
What?
First of all that. It's an annual singing contest held somewhere in Europe and the place it's held is in the country of the person who won the previous year. So this year it's going to be in Sweden again and it's going to be in Stockholm. And it's almost like a mini Eurovision in every country to work out who's going to represent them. And then,
it's a big deal getting selected for it.
Yeah, and then one representative from every country comes up and performs and there's 2 grand finals and then one night with the finale and it's incredible. And all of Europe votes and it's such a huge deal.
I think what draws people to it is this sort of unbridled enthusiasm they all have. They all just love it and that's really people love it when everyone's happy and into things. But we will tell you more straight after this. Victoria, tell us about this Eurovision hit.
This was a first, literally, for Eurovision and for Australia. Guy Sebastian performed last year. He represented Australia because outside of Europe, Australia has the largest population of viewers watching Eurovision every year. And so the people at Eurovision decided for some reason that
We would enter.
Australia is part of Europe now, just for like a week in May. And so this was his hit last year, Tonight Again. Enjoy. We'll see you on the other side of this song.
Welcome back to the Eurovision special on Red Northern Beaches. You are listening to the 3pm Takeover, and we are talking all things Eurovision today, which makes me so happy.
Yeah, except for our next segment.
Yeah, well, this segment's not so much Eurovision linked, but it kind of is.
It's Australia linked.
It is. And whenever Victoria and I watch Eurovision, we use it as a good chance to just hang out, take a bit of a break, and eat some bad foods.
It is my favorite.
Often includes Tim Tams.
It is my favorite week/weekend of the year.
Totally.
Hands down.
It's so great.
But yeah, we eat a lot of bad food, and this year we might have to grab a few of the new Tim Tam flavors.
See, I don't know. I don't deal with this whole new Tim Tam thing. I don't like them changing things.
I've tried 2 of them, but they're not changing, they're adding.
So what new ones are there? There are some fancy ones.
There's pina colada, espresso martini.
There's champagne ones I saw.
Champagne. Oh, there's the strawberry champagne.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's
peanut butter.
Chocolicious velvet mudslide.
Just to make them extra chocolatey because they're not chocolatey enough already.
Well, they're the newest ones. They have the like Adriano Zumbo ones.
Oh, see, I've had some of those. I know that there are white chocolate and raspberry ones that are not that good.
I think I've tried that one. I don't know.
And there's a salted caramel one.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan. The pina colada ones were okay. They tasted like yellow. Like they're meant to taste like coconutty pineapple, and they just kind of tasted yellow, and they were so sweet.
So
Remember,
funny.
I had one, and you could smell it. Like before I bit into it, you could smell it.
There's a coconut one, I think, as well. That might be in the Adriano Zumbo range.
Yeah, I think it's an Adriano Zumbo one.
So what is this new range of Tim Tams called?
They're like virgin cocktails. So there's espresso martini, so coffee.
Yeah.
And then pina colada, so pineapple and coffee. So like they're just trying to be fancy names.
So the strawberry champagne ones probably just taste like strawberry.
No, I believe they have like the taste of champagne. Like, you know, you get like non-alcoholic champagne.
Yeah.
It must be that kind of flavor. And then I don't know what the velvety chocolate mudslide is. Maybe that's just like really creamy.
Really chocolatey. Oh.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm not into like these fancy things. I just like a normal Tim Tam. Actually, the best Tim Tam is the double coat one.
I don't understand the appeal of the double coat.
It's incredible. It's like a Tim Tam, but way better.
I hate to be that person, but I can't taste the difference.
It's just extra thick.
Yeah, and you get 2 less Tim Tams per pack.
This is true.
It's not worth it. Like
when you put it that way, for the same price, rip off.
Yeah, you can get 2 extra Tim Tams in a normal one. It's same with you to go for caramel. Like they're not a different. Like the Tim Tam itself is not a different size, but you get 2 less than regular Tim Tams. I'm so like, I need my money's worth.
How many Tim Tams are in a pack? 9?
9 for the double coat or caramel and 11 for the regular. I don't know why I know that fact.
See, I knew there were 9 in the double coat.
But I know people who swear that if you gave them a regular and a double coat, they could tell the difference.
I could. They taste totally different.
No, they don't. It's just an extra layer of chocolate.
But it's really...
You just taste gluggier.
But it's really thick and it's really like, it's hard. It's quite hard to bite into. Whereas normal Tim Tams are just like...
I feel like whenever I try and bite into a normal Tim Tam, the cream in the middle squishes first. Do you ever feel that? And you're like, it's going to like collapse.
What I think would be funny is Cadbury have partnered with Oreo and they're going to release Oreo flavoured dairy milk chocolate. And I was imagining like, what if you combine biscuits and what if you made Oreo flavoured Tim Tam? So the cream in the middle of a Tim Tam was Oreo.
Oh, so it's basically like a Tim Tam but not coated in chocolate.
Yeah, wouldn't that be good? Like an Oreo Tim Tam.
That would be nice. I think you and I need to contact these companies.
And imagine being the person that your job was to like think up new products for different chocolates.
Who is the person who did those marvelous creations? Because they need to be fired. I do not like those.
Just like the people that made the fancy shapes, they need to be fired too. They were not as good as normal shapes.
Which shapes were they?
They made like a fancy range of shapes in like black fancy boxes the other year.
Oh,
they were not as nice as normal shapes.
And there were things, it was like aged cheddar and cracked something. And you're like,
you're like, shapes are not meant to be fancy.
Yeah.
Shapes are for kids.
I think there was one that was like aged cheddar and cracked pepper. And you're like, it's cheese and pepper. It's cheese and pepper. It's spicy cheese.
You can't make
You can't go past chicken crimpy.
Barbecue for me.
No, I'm a chicken crispy girl.
The other thing is I love
to eat that whole packet and then be like, oh, sodium overload.
I like all shapes. But I feel like if I was
You're non-shapist?
I'm non-shapist. I would, if I was really coming down to it, I'd probably go barbecue.
I don't
maybe
like
chicken drumstick.
Which is the one with like ham, bacon, cheese and bacon?
Yeah, they're a bit odd.
I don't like
all the
those.
savoury ones are a bit odd.
I don't like cheese and bacon really anything. Like those rolls you can get, but it's like they melted the cheese, but now it's like solid and cold.
Oh, yeah, ew.
I don't like cheese and bacon rolls that aren't like
Imagine
hot.
if they made cheese and bacon Tim Tams.
And have like a teeny tiny rasher of bacon in the middle instead of cream.
You know what? If Tim Tams were American, I would not put that past becoming a thing.
Yep.
America has meat flavored ice cream, just saying.
Well, it's like Japan has the most amazing Kit Kat flavors. They have like green tea Kit Kat.
They have that in New Zealand as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's really, really good.
And it's across that tiny pond that's much shorter distance between New Zealand and us than Japan and us. And we need to get them. They're nice. They have like strawberry shortcake Kit Kats.
Oh, gosh. Anyway, our next song is one that won Eurovision, actually.
Another amazing song.
In 2012. So Eurovision was in Sweden the following year because she is Swedish.
It was in Malmo.
Oh, yeah, which is like down south. Like
so this was...
more country Sweden.
Was this Austria? No. It came from Germany.
Well, yeah, when Eurovision was in Germany. So this is Euphoria by Loreen. Enjoy.
Welcome back. That was Loreen with Euphoria. I really loved that song when it won. I just loved her. She's so cool. And she did like her little solo dance on stage. And
it was very not Eurovision. It was very like what you'd hear on the radio type song.
So she won in 2012 and the winner last year was Swedish as well. And supposedly there's this like theory going around that Sweden have like cracked the formula to win and like they just like wait every second year so it doesn't look dodgy. Maybe ABBA passed down their secrets.
Right from the dawn of time.
Yeah.
What's quite interesting though is it's often been quite a spread of countries that have won. Like it's not like there's a strong pattern and someone wins every 2 to 3 years. Like it's not, except for now with Sweden. It's usually pretty spaced out in terms of winners, which is quite good.
And usually I feel like you can't really guess who's going to win. Some years it's really obvious, but it's like when Azerbaijan won and everyone was like, what? Because they got like everyone's...
Yeah, that was weird.
They got like every country's second vote and therefore the total of those points made them win.
Yeah.
It was like such a great little... Yeah, go Azerbaijan.
I think there are some that you can tell. Like I feel like in 2014... Oh, 2013 when Conchita won.
No, she won 2014.
Oh, she did. And then the following year it was held in Austria.
Yeah.
I feel like you could tell that he was going to win because he was sort of, the whole idea of drag was very, very new in Europe. It was sort of a controversial-esque topic, but it was popular enough that everybody voted and it sort of won, and it was really, really great.
In saying that, the song itself was really good. I don't think I don't think they won because of like the novelty factor. They won also because the song is incredible.
But then obviously the song is like related to
it sounds like a Bond song.
Themes of transsexuality.
Whenever I hear it, it sounds like a Bond song.
Yeah.
Especially the start.
It's really commanding.
So this year it's going to be held in Stockholm, like we said, and Malmo hosted it 2 years ago.
Stockholm is a beautiful city.
They're going to run out of cities that have like a stadium soon. If Sweden keeps winning.
There's a lot of money in Sweden. I think they can just like build them anywhere.
True.
No, Stockholm is a great city and right in the middle of Europe, so very popular. A lot of people are coming. I think they're expecting like one of the largest crowds ever, which is good. And it's a good time for Europe. I mean, obviously there've been a lot of tough times in Europe in the last year, and it's good for them to kind of come together and like band over something that they all enjoy, which is good. A bit of a change this year. Romania are no longer eligible.
Aw, sorry, Romania.
Awkward Europolitics.
Yeah, that's the other kind of...
Romania out, Australia in.
Yeah. Oops, we replaced them. It's like when the voting comes up, you can always you always guess exactly who's going to vote for who because it's all
really predictable.
Europolitics.
I can't tell. People like don't notice these things. And that's...
Some of us didn't study politics.
It's things like that make Eurovision still fun. The fact that like, as happy as they all are, they still vote like it's the 1990s. Yeah. And you're like, I can tell what you're doing here.
Yeah.
So a couple of changes this year with the lineup. Like we were saying, Romania will not be participating. Neither will Portugal.
Aw.
They're not in this year either. But so 4 returning countries, Ukraine are back.
Nice.
Which is good for them. They have had a difficult few years, so that's exciting for them. Croatia are back. Is it awkward that I never noticed that Croatia left?
No, I didn't.
Croatia is kind of there. Bulgaria are back. I knew that they had gone last year because we made a comment about them. And Bosnia and Herzegovina are back.
Oh, good. The one I can never pronounce. I'm so glad they're back.
Countries where it's like something and something. You're like, no, you didn't need 2 names.
Yeah.
Why so greedy?
European politics. It's too much for my poor little brain.
Too confusing. But Petra Mede will be hosting the live show.
Did she host it last time?
Yeah. She hosts it almost every year.
Australia will be performing again, and instead of Guy Sebastian this year, they've announced there's going to be Dami. She won, was it X Factor or Australia's Got Talent, one of those?
I think it was X Factor, yeah.
And she has an incredible voice. I'm really excited for her song.
She does. She's got a beautiful voice.
Yeah.
What is exciting, though, is the German artist that got replaced. So, like...
Replaced?
Yeah, so if you didn't know, so a guy called Xavier Naidoo was voted in November last year to represent Germany this year, but his selection was really criticised by the Germans because he had a lot of far-right political views which were reflected in his music.
Wow.
Which is like extra awkward if you're German, probably more awkward than if you're from any other European country.
Unfortunately,
unfortunately, he was taken down, something to do with pre-World War II propaganda-esque music.
Oh, wow.
That was all a bit exciting.
Oh, my goodness.
And he has been replaced.
Wow.
So Germany have a new entrant now, Thomas Schreiber.
Oh, so it's not the girl who won a couple of years ago and performed again next year?
No, I think they had enough of her.
Whose name I've just
Lena.
I
think when she couldn't win from another time, they had enough.
Oh, goodness. I saw really adorably because I follow Eurovision on Facebook and a couple of other social medias, Italy's entrant this year got to go to the Vatican City and meet the Pope, and she took a really cute selfie. So if you're interested in that, go see that. And it's the cutest little picture of the Pope, like smiling. And
that's really cute.
Yeah. The Vatican City don't enter, do they?
No,
I guess they like attach themselves to Italy for that one.
Yeah.
I would love to see like some random priest get up and do a song.
The Vatican City, that seems too small. There are a couple of really tiny countries that don't enter. Like
Liechtenstein never does.
Liechtenstein don't. Monaco, Andorra, Vatican City, countries like that. San Marino is the smallest country that enter.
They always do.
They always
it's your favourite every year.
They're always there. What is exciting though is Romania have withdrawn because they are in debt, which they can't get.
Oh, they can't like afford to join.
They can't, and they are bound to pay debts that they can't pay, and so they had to withdraw.
How bad would you feel if you were the person who like won to be the representative for the Romania and they're like, yeah, no, sorry. Wouldn't that just like crush your dreams?
Mm. What's worse is the official album for Romania's entry into Eurovision had already been produced.
Oh.
So it's already been like sold, but now it's not going to be actually there.
Oh, that's so heartbreaking.
The song is called Moment of Silence as well. So it's like extra heartbreaking.
Oh my god. Maybe, I don't know. I'm sure they probably can't work something like that. They just like fly them there. But I wasn't there like a slight thing last year where they were like people were worried that Australia was going to win. I was like, how are they going to like ship everyone over here?
They would have had to.
Did we have like a sister country or something that was going to host for us if we won?
Yeah, it would have been like
they're like, Austria because it sounds close enough.
It would have been one of our like sibling countries, I suppose, or maybe like the UK. Yeah.
You're part of the Commonwealth.
No country would have been able to afford it if it was going to be held in Australia.
We would have been the only, like us and the UK would have been the only people who would have like made it.
The only entrants.
Oh goodness,
it would be a boring song contest if there was only 2 entrants.
That's very true. And like, there's like no one to come third. I mean, like the voting would be like less than 5 minutes.
But Eurovision is so great, and I'm so excited for it. And we've got 2 weeks until Eurovision. And then about 3 weeks after that, you have Children's Eurovision, which I equally love because I think kids are great.
I've never seen it.
Oh, kids Eurovision is the best. It's so cheesy. I love it.
I feel like if it's like with Junior MasterChef, if I watched it, I would just feel so bad about the skills I don't have.
Junior MasterChef was like the most amazing thing I'd ever watched in my life. Yeah. There was an 8-year-old that could temper chocolate.
Yeah, exactly. That makes me feel really terrible about the skills that I don't have in the kitchen, let alone
so crazy
singing and all that.
Because they're like just as talented as adults.
Yeah. So if you're interested in watching this year, which I highly encourage you to, and if you kind of think maybe it won't be that fun, if you Google like
you're wrong.
You can do like Eurovision bingo, and it's like things like when like the song changes key, and people have come up with some really fun games to just add to the amazingness that is Eurovision. So if you guys find any of those, let us know what they are. Maybe we'll all play along together.
There are also some good Eurovision drinking games.
Yeah,
although we don't encourage drinking.
Although some of them are like take a shot every time there's a costume change. I feel like you'd get drunk like 3 acts in.
Not even in like the first. Yeah. They love to change costumes in Europe.
And do key changes. Key changes and costume changes. Oh, so good. So good. Okay, we're going to head into some more songs now. First up, we have Denmark's entry from 2011. This is called New Tomorrow, and it's by, the band was called A Friend in London, which is confusing because Denmark,
I guess it's not in London.
But I guess they had a friend there. Anyway, enjoy. We'll see you after this.
Welcome back to the 3pm Takeover. That was Paradise Oscar.
It's Paradise. I think.
Paradise Oscar. There we go.
It's a stage name. That's not what his parents called him.
True. With his song aptly titled Da Da Dum. And it's a really good song. It's really cute. And it was, about the environment. And
I really liked that song.
yeah, he didn't do that well. But
you got to the finals.
Yeah, he got to the finals, but then he didn't get near the top. But it was a good song to include because it's something that was a bit different, and it sort of
it had a really good message.
It's got that soft, mellow tone to music that was not so much in then, but is in now.
Yeah, it was 2011 that he performed for Finland, and all the songs that year were quite energetic.
Yeah, to
and
say
he
the least.
Really slowed it down for it was 3 minutes, and it felt much longer and calmer. And I'm so happy that he got through.
Yeah,
it was good.
There's often a theme every year, a couple of years ago, every song was some sort of emotional ballad. And then some years they're all just poppy dance type songs. Some year they're all slower. And in his year, he was the one that was totally off the board, different.
But in a good way.
Yeah.
Not weird. Because there are, let's be honest, across the history of Eurovision, the ones that really make mainstream media, the ones that are really, really weird. And
there are some very strange
There
ones.
are some weird, and there are people, I know people who don't watch Eurovision and they have favourites. They have bits that moment when this happened that went viral, and you're yeah, but there were so many better moments from that year.
You can look up on YouTube, there's a compilation of the worst ever Eurovision entrants.
Aww.
They're kind of shocking in the best possible way.
And those always get me because I'm you were the best option for your country for that year.
Well, it took so long for Europe to come to terms with the fact that suddenly people all around the world were going to watch it. It used to just be a small European thing, and now it's people want to watch.
Stage.
Oh God, we better adapt. It's going to be this, going to be that.
Yeah.
But
they upped their game so well.
They really did. It's changed a lot over the years.
It's such an incredible. The whole thing. It's I could talk. One day I will sit down and write a 400-page essay categorizing.
PhD in Eurovision.
I will do a PhD in Eurovision about all the different topics that it's important for and its history and how far it's come. And I'm going to stop now.
I'll do a political agenda PhD focused around
and you
Eurovision.
can write my introduction to my thesis. This is
so
how
funny.
passionate I am about Eurovision, guys.
But on that note, we're going to chat a little about the history.
Some highlights.
Of Eurovision, some highlights and different things. So the Eurovision Song Contest is one of the longest running television shows in the world.
It's been going for I know last year was the 60th, I think.
So the first one was on the 24th of May, 1956.
Wow.
The very first Eurovision Song Contest. So 60 years, and it's still one of the biggest European traditions that there is for the continent, and Europe's favourite TV show, as voted every year.
It's also Victoria's. So what else can you tell us about it?
Well, it says, reading from their website, after more than 5 decades featuring thousands of songs, the contest has become a modern classic strongly embedded into Europe's collective mind.
I 100% agree with that.
Which sounds very nice, and which I agree with. But we were talking a little bit about where it's been held over various years. So if we look back, just in the last 15 or so years, there have been some really interesting locations. So for instance, it's not been held in the UK for a really long time. The last time it was held in the UK was 1998.
Really?
Yeah.
That doesn't surprise me. Every couple of years they really care, but overall the UK doesn't appear to care that much. Ireland really cares.
I'm you could send One Direction.
They could send
something.
Ed Sheeran.
But they always send their has-beens.
Yeah,
that need some more.
Blue and Bonnie Tyler.
People that need to be
Although
last year
they sent a young group, and they were so energetic it made me believe in the UK in Eurovision again.
Yeah, they were. They loved it. And then
Ireland's won a couple. They've won 6 times, haven't they?
They won a lot they won 3 times in the 90s.
Really? Did they send the Cause or something?
I don't know. But so that was 1998. 1999 it was held in Jerusalem, which was the last time that Israel won.
Oh, good on them.
Yeah, it was good for them.
Yeah.
2000 was actually Stockholm, so same as this year.
Oh, wow. I'm telling you, Sweden's got the formula.
They do. And 2001 and 2014 actually were Copenhagen.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I knew Denmark won a couple of years ago, but I didn't realize they'd won early 2000s.
Yes, they won in 2001, which is exciting. 2002, more unusual, Tallinn, which is the capital of Estonia. So Estonia must have won in 2001.
But it's like with Azerbaijan. There's a country that you go, oh, they won?
Yeah, like what are they doing?
Where's
there?
that country? And you got to get out of like a map or Google Maps it and like, where's this country?
2003, it was held in Riga, which is a beautiful city, capital of Latvia.
Nice.
And Latvia always have really good entries. They always do really well, but not extraordinarily well every year. They're very
strong competitor.
Yeah, they're very strong.
Yeah.
They're very, what's that word? Consistent.
Yeah.
They always do a good job.
They
it's never
deliver
like
every year.
a bit of a weird year for them. They always do a good job.
Yeah.
2004, funnily enough, talking about it, was Istanbul.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so they did host Eurovision a while ago now, 12 years ago,
Yeah.
which is good. 2005 was Kiev, Ukraine.
Oh, so it's nice that they're back.
Yeah, so 10 years on, we'll see Ukraine back in the song contest this year. I'm not sure how many years they've been out of it. Not a huge amount.
No, I feel like
I can remember them about 3 years ago.
I want to say that unfortunately it's lately they haven't been in it because of the political issues their country has faced, and I guess Eurovision was not a priority, which is very understandable. But I'm really glad that they're back
again
because that almost shows that they're, I guess, refocusing on arts and other things, and therefore this political strife has calmed down quite a bit. That or it's all a front. Either way, it's working for me.
Talking of someone else having a difficult time, Athens won in 2006.
Oh.
They had a strong period. They were like Olympics, Eurovision.
Yeah.
Yeah. They had a good few years in the middle of there.
I remember reading an article when they were like right in the middle of their economic issues a couple of years ago. And the article was saying that if they won, they wouldn't be able to afford to host Eurovision.
Yeah, I remember that.
It was hard because they really want to win, because obviously you do, but at the same time they're also like, please don't win.
Because of what we do.
Yeah.
That's true. 2007 was Helsinki.
Nice.
It's a popular city, so we haven't seen Finland win in quite a long time. 2008, more unusual, Belgrade in Serbia.
Really?
Yeah. Again, the Serbians often do quite a good job. They're quite consistent performers, which is good. And then 2009, Moscow.
Russia hasn't won in a while.
They haven't. Russia, you can never tell what to expect with Russia. It's always very different every year.
Some years it's a beautiful ballad about the world coming together like it was last year. And then the year before it was a bunch of grandmas singing on stage about baking bread.
Yeah.
They're so like...
No, that wasn't Russia, was it?
Yeah, it was.
Oh.
They're like such a wild card.
You never know what you're going to get with the Russians.
Which, let's be honest, you can say that about like most of the contestants in Eurovision. You don't know what you're going to get. And that's why it's so great. It's the lucky dip of music contests.
True. And then the very first Eurovision that we watched together, which is 6 years ago now, was in Oslo, Norway. Memories. Norway. And then 2011, Dusseldorf, Germany. And then, weirdest wildcard ever, in 2012, Azerbaijan won.
Taught me what the capital of Azerbaijan is. It's Baku. And you don't know how many times I've actually used that fact. It's ridiculous.
And I met somebody from Baku the other year who was like,
impressed that you knew their country.
To know that I'd heard of Azerbaijan. And it was good for them because that really put Azerbaijan on the map. I mean, the guy that I met said that they are so much more popular.
Well, they've
had a tourist increase.
They
since
had
Eurovision.
to build a stadium. They didn't have one remotely big enough to host anything close to Eurovision. And they have little bits. So throughout the show of Eurovision, whatever the country is that's hosting that year, have little like, I guess like little spots about like the colours of, like when they did Azerbaijan, it was like the tastes and the smells and the countryside.
Yeah.
And it really made me want to visit Azerbaijan.
That's a good thing for the country. If
really
they win and they get to host it, it's a huge tourism boost for them. I mean, they pay a lot of money to host it, but
they would definitely get profit just from
really worth it.
From the ticket sales and accommodation and people coming in and the tourism of like, obviously it's held at night. So during the day, what you do, everyone who's come to that country, like the tourism, it must be such an economic benefit.
It is. It's a huge boost for them. So for a country like Azerbaijan, that was really great. And then like we said earlier in the show, it was held in Sweden in 2013 in Malmo.
And then Austria.
And then Denmark.
Oh, of course, yeah,
Denmark in 2014 and Austria 2015.
I forgot that Denmark won that year. I think because Sweden won twice, my brain skips over because my brain goes Sweden, Austria, Sweden.
Yeah.
Denmark just slipped in there.
Yeah, so Denmark was in there and then we had Vienna.
The girl that won for Denmark, she didn't wear shoes on stage. I remember that. And I always thought this was
what a funny observation.
Yeah, she did like lots of like dancing and floor work, and all I remember is like, surely it's an OH&S hazard for you to not wear shoes. That's all I remember. So like we said at the very, very start of the show, Eurovision has been a huge launch pad for some artists, most notably, I think, over the whole history of it has got to be ABBA. Like
absolutely
launched them. And I think people, like you were saying, that people don't know that ABBA came from Eurovision. I find that so interesting that, you don't know the origins of something so huge like that.
Yeah, I think more that Eurovision got into this funk where everybody looked at it like it was a bit of a joke, so no one expected that it would have been the launching pad for a band that was so international.
True. But I think I know that, so Conchita Wurst, who won for Austria in 2014, aptly named the Bearded Lady, was very popular on social media for a while. So YouTube do a thing called the YouTube Rewind, and she was part of that. She had a teeny tiny bit in it, and they kind of cover what went viral on the internet. It's like a 6-minute video, and they cover like the people who went viral and what went viral. And Conchita was in it, and I was like, yeah, go Conchita.
I know, it's good for her. So Conchita, it's confusing. Conchita is a guy who does a drag act. It was interesting because I was reading an interview with him today because he is coming to Sydney soon to perform with the Sydney Symphony.
That would be amazing.
He refers to himself with the male pronoun, but when he is
Conchita,
he uses his female pronoun.
Yeah.
Which is really interesting, which is so cool. And we were just talking about countries that have entered, and I think it will be surprising to discover that the country that has won Eurovision the most times is Ireland.
See, you'd think it would be Sweden. I think it's because they've won so much recently.
Sweden have won 6 times in total.
I thought Ireland won 6, so they've won 7.
Ireland have won 7 times.
Ooh, Sweden's just chasing that. So if Ireland wins this year, they can maintain their lead.
But then when you compare the amount of years entered, Ireland have been participating for 50 years, so since the first year, whereas some countries have only participated for 30 years.
Oh, okay.
Or different things like that.
And there are countries that I know last year Cyprus got to the finale, and that was the first year Cyprus has ever gotten to the final.
Oh yeah, that was interesting.
And it was,
that was
such
a good one.
A huge deal. And the guy who performed, oh man, he looked so happy and so excited. So even, I don't know how long they've been in it, but there are still countries who haven't made it to the finals. Which
Cyprus
is
have been in it for 33 years.
Yeah, and they've never made it. Isn't that incredible? And other countries have been in it for 30 years and have won a couple of times. It's just, you just don't know every year.
It's such a big deal for them when they win.
Yeah, it must be really hard because it's such a large pool to try and win from. It's not, if
it's not an easy one.
But if it's like an Oscar, you're one of 1 of 5, 1 of 6 nominated.
Yeah.
But this is you're one of
1 of 25.
Yeah.
But so aside from that, France have won 5 times. And
really? Wow.
5 times. Luxembourg have won 5 times.
Luxembourg?
Yep.
Wow. When was the last time they won?
And Sweden have won 6 times.
I feel like Luxembourg haven't won in quite a while.
They haven't.
Yeah.
They haven't.
Are they in it anymore?
Yeah, they're still in it.
Oh.
So Luxembourg haven't won in more than 20 years.
Oh, okay. Luxembourg, I want you to step up your game, please. Right now we're going to have last year's winner. This song is called Heroes by Måns Zelmerlöw from Sweden. Enjoy. This is a good song.
This is a great song.
Yeah,
I love this song.
You're going to feel inspired and pumped up after this. We'll see you on the other side of this song. Hope you enjoyed that pump up. Thanks, Måns.
Måns, nice name.
Yeah. In case you guys haven't looked at the clock lately, it is very close to 4 o'clock, which means it's time for Summer Focus.
Didn't think you were going to get out of it just because it was Eurovision week.
No.
You're not. The suburb for this week is Warriewood, where there are in fact a lot of Italians.
Oh, really?
Yes.
They also have Kmart.
They do have Kmart.
And the Putt Putt place closed, but that place was great.
The Pirate Putt Putt.
Didn't it close?
Did it? Oh, that's really sad.
It was closed for a while. Maybe it's open again.
Maybe they were just making it extra piratey. Refurbs to make it even better.
Maybe I'm just clearly not in that age group where I go Putt Putt
I don't
often.
know.
Oh,
but so if you are in Warriewood and you listen to the show, give us a shout out. We want to hear from you. And we have a little bit of news about Warriewood, if you didn't know. So kind of similar to somewhere further up on the beaches, the wetlands of Warriewood are really important as habitat for a lot of birds, especially migratory birds and a lot of native animals and frogs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there are a lot of frogs in Warriewood, or so it seems. And there are also a significant number of swamp mahogany trees.
Okay. Mahogany?
Whatever swamp mahogany trees
I like the way you said mahogany.
Mahogany. Swamp mahogany trees. In the 1920s, new settlers came to Warriewood, including a lot of families from Europe and especially from the former Yugoslavia.
Future fans of Eurovision.
It's true. They all live in Warriewood. So yeah, lots of Slavic descendants in Warwickwood. Interesting. The area expanded into a farming district after that and became known as Glass City because the valley was covered with around 3,500 glass houses that were mainly used for cultivating tomatoes.
What?
Yeah.
That's really random but cool.
I know. Glass City.
Glass City. I like
knew?
it. Can we just go back and call Warwickwood Glass City again?
I know. I like
That's
it. It
awesome.
sounds a lot better than Warwickwood.
Yeah.
Warwickwood is an interesting suburb. So it was identified by the state government as a potential land release area and was rezoned to allow more residential dwellings and infrastructure, but it still got that like semi-ruralness about it, I guess. So apart from some like bits of light industry, it was zoned as a rural area until 1991. So it's actually
1991.
Yeah, it's actually one of the last suburbs in the Northern Beaches region to be classed residential. Yeah, and
that just shows you how big the putt-putt golf is.
This is true.
It's rural.
Yeah. And according to the council website, it was only in 2000 that the rural character of Warwickwood really started to adapt and become residential, which is very in recent times.
It kind of makes sense. When you drive through, there's lots of trees and grasslandy areas between that and houses. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and there's really still this little almost villagey vibe about Warwickwood. You know, they have like the little cinema and the little shops and like there's just so many small town feels about Warwickwood, which is really, really nice. It's a great suburb. And what I love about doing the suburb focus is it's crazy that we have so many suburbs on the beaches and especially these really tiny suburbs. Like I think there are 4,000 or 5,000 people in Warwickwood, so many small suburbs, and they all have such different histories.
Yeah, like Glass City.
Yeah.
They grew tomatoes. Like, what?
But
That's amazing.
3,500 glass houses.
That's like
amazing.
Almost as many glass houses as there are residents now.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous.
You could all live in a glass house of tomatoes.
I mean, I wouldn't. It's
But,
very
you know.
sunny in Warwickwood. It would get very hot very quickly. Wow, that's really cool. So that's a really incredible note to end our awesome Eurovision special on. I hope you guys have enjoyed it because I know I personally have loved it. And we're going to leave you this week with Conchita Wurst, who we've mentioned a few times, her song Rise Like a Phoenix, which won Austria the Eurovision Song Contest in 2014. And I warn you, this song sounds like the start of a Bond song. And no, we're not starting Skyfall by accident. We are playing Rise Like a Phoenix.
It is the right song.
So I hope you've enjoyed it. Let us know your thoughts about Eurovision and your feelings and whether you're going to be watching it this year as we will be.
That's true. So don't forget to tune into SBS from the 11th to the 14th of May to watch the 61st annual Eurovision Song Contest this year.
The best half week of your life, I guarantee. No money back because I'm not putting any money on it. So we will see you next week. Have an excellent one and we'll catch you later.